Nurses around the country are getting burned out by the COVID-19 crisis and quitting. Yet applications to nursing schools are going up. Educators say they're driven by young people who see the global emergency as an opportunity and a challenge. According to the American Association of Colleges of Nursing, enrollment in bachelor's and master's as well as doctoral nursing programs increased 5.6% in 2020 over the year before to more than 250,000 applicants. Let's bring in now Alice Benjamin. She is a clinical nurse specialist and family nurse practitioner, and she will help us explore this latest trend. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we've been hearing so much about the burnout, the fatigue, the safety issues for nurses, but this rise in numbers appears to show that Americans who are interested in this profession are willing to rise to the occasion and step in and help in the most dire of conditions, right?
Absolutely, and we are actually excited to see a lot of the young folks out there wanting to enter into the field of nursing as well as other health professions. In fact, in 2020, how to become a nurse was the most queried term on Google, the job profession. And so whether it's the media stories, social media accounts, people seeing on television what is happening during the pandemic and seeing a need, we're excited to see that they want to help be a part of the solution, because we definitely do have a nursing shortage that has been slow brewing even before the pandemic, but even more so now that we are really in the pandemic.
And what was really interesting to me is that applications were rising even before a vaccine was available. What are you hearing from people who are signing up to become nurses?
Well, they all want to be part of the solution. They want to help. Many of them have personal stories, whether it's related to COVID or a family member that they've taken care of. They've been patients themselves, but they see a need and they want to help. And I think when we also see high-profile health professionals such as Dr. Fauci, and we're leaning in to hear everything he has to say, or when you see the president confirming a nurse, Rear Admiral Susan Ortega as acting U.S. Surgeon General, people see what nurses can really do in the profession. I think for so long we've had this Hollywood stereotype of what nurses do, but they can actually see the great and heroic work that nurses are doing in the lives that they're actually saving.
Well, and especially now because they're coming right out of nursing school and getting a deep dive right into the pandemic and these really serious situations, getting thrown into the fire. Do you recall another time like this when there's been such an expedited real-world experience process?
No, these new nurses have been hitting the floor running. And, you know, unfortunately, their orientation time is often shortened, but these nurses, they're picking up, they're learning real time on the floor. Now, mind you, they've been through nursing school, they have plenty of training, and now they're getting that real life training, and they're being supported by seasoned nurses that are on the floor. But again, there's a nursing shortage. So sometimes we get concerned that we're not going to be able to bring on enough nurses, or some of our more senior nurses, we have a lot of baby boomers who will be retiring. Once those nurses start to leave, which in the next 2 years, we anticipate over 500,000 senior nurses leaving, we really have to create a pipeline for these new and incoming nurses so we don't, so we can actually get out of the nursing shortage.
Well, let's talk about that, because nursing faculty across the country is expected to shrink by 25% by 2025. Is this new supply of interested, eager nurses going to keep up with the demand of these older nurses who could be training them and now they're quitting and retiring?
Well, that's going to be, I wish I had a crystal ball to answer that, because we do have nurses that are leaving the profession. Many are retiring out. They're exhausted. You know, the pandemic has definitely taken a toll on staff, especially with horrible work conditions at some places, I hate to say. And, you know, we have new nurses coming in, but currently about 80,000 nursing students are turned away every year because there simply is no space in the nursing programs. We actually do also have a shortage of nursing faculty. So there are other things that play a role in this. If we're going to really remedy the nursing shortage, it's not just looking at enrollment, but it's also how do we bridge a relationship between the nursing school and the hospitals, and then how do we keep more senior nurses around so we can help train the new nurses as they come in.
All right. Well, thank you so much, clinical nursing specialist and family nurse practitioner Alice Benjamin. We appreciate having you tonight.
Thank you.